there's some unity breaking down, partially because of the resistance, partially because a lot of the patriots so badly want to educate the sleepers and they can't get through to them, and they really want to help them. And that is something that one has to learn to let go.
We are free, we are America.
Dr. Jan Halper-Hayes joins Steve Schultz's podcast and gives us a little bit more about her background and how she came to work on the Pentagon task force that is studying Americans during this fraught time. This is very key. Listen up. Dr. Jan lives in the UK, but she says she works on East Coast time and that she often receives calls from Space Force in Hawaii, which is 11 hours behind UK time. She wants to make it clear that she is not part of a psyop. Now, friends and fellow influencers, you know who you are, listen up. She is not part of a psyop saying, quote, we basically take the temperature. We've basically got anthropologists, we've got sociologists, we've got psychologists. We even have a forensic accountant on our team to look at things, and we are taking the temperature of what is going on with the people, pretty much in social media, because it's pretty much where our lives are. And we're very, very concerned about the unity. It has a crack in it. And there are certain people, and you know who you are, who have been identified as, quote, instigators that are purposely trying to destroy other people's reputations. Right now, she says, we are really concerned about 3 particular podcaster sites, and here they are: Shady Groove, In the Matrix, and The Authority. I've done some work with Shady Groove and In the Matrix many years back in the launch of American Media Periscope. I'll continue. Can you believe the arrogance, she says? The Authority Q, they call themselves. And right now, we have also identified one really, really bad instigator that my colleagues referred to the FBI. Now, sidebar, folks, we're talking about DOD committee, Dr. Jan Halper-Hayes, truthed by President Trump, and then commented on in truth by General Michael Flynn. I'll continue to read and quote Dr. Jan Halper-Hayes in the interview. She says, now we're waiting for a reaction because, one, if the FBI drops it and doesn't tell us anything, then we know they're behind that person. Smart move. And if they come back to us, the FBI, then we have a really good case study of how we've been able to track the damage and find out who's involved and who the instigators bring on. Quote, and I really want to caution people about that, because when you get involved in that negativity, you're spreading it, but it's so unhealthy for you. So right now, we're concerned, she says, because there's some unity breaking down, partially because of the resistance, partially because a lot of the patriots so badly want to educate the sleepers, and they can't get through to them, and they really want to help them. And that is something that one has to learn to let go. You have to say, she says, quote, if they're not receptive, that's okay. Put it out there, and in God's time. The last point, she says, I want to make on this is that, again, we have to trust ourselves. This is a spiritual war, and you've got to decide, are you a part of the spiritual war, or are you part of the people who want to destroy our country and hurt other people? And that this really is a big choice.